grateful for you three guys to give us a little bit of time here today. Newcomer Jock, I kind of want to start with you. One of several big signings for this organization. For you, obviously, when you're in a free agency decision, it is a business decision. But I'm just curious, what about this particular group and this particular city kind of piqued your interest? I know you were within the division last year. You got to see this team up close and personal. What were some of the things you were noticing about the Diamondbacks organization?
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here. That's a great group of young guys that go about the game the right way. They play hard. They have a really cool bond, and you kind of saw that come out of the playoffs last year where a couple things don't go their way, but they stick together, and they got 25 guys pulling on the same rope, and that's a really powerful thing, and it showed in October last year. So I'm really excited to be a part of it and ready to get going.
It's a short off season when you're playing games into November. I know something you have experience with. Pavin, that season, it certainly felt like it kind of came out of nowhere. But to what John was talking about, the guys coming together, a real bond in the clubhouse. When did you start to notice that, okay, there might be something special cooking here with this group?
Yeah, I think it goes back to just looking at the young guys coming up a few years ago when we were at the old site here in 2020 with Corbin and Alec and all those guys. Being able to see them kind of grow and develop, and knowing that we had a couple special players come out the pipeline. And not only were they good players, but we were all like super great friends, and it showed on the field.
And just a quick reminder to you guys, if you have questions for these three, you're going to want to find Mike or Sienna or Vanessa. I know we last year kind of formed a line in that area, but think of your questions. I want to make sure that as many of you get the chance to be able to talk with these guys. Jake, this team, I'm watching a lot of MLB Network, right? They talk about teams with an identity, and it seems like this group, it's defense, it's base running, two elements that are really describe your game pretty well. What do you think this team's identity is, and why do you think that might be the advantage for this coming season?
Oh yeah, I think you said it. A lot of athleticism, but I just think it's more of just a consistent approach every day of playing the game hard. I know the long ball is a big part of baseball these days, but I think some of the rule changes helped us last year with the base running, and I just think it's kind of a Pavin said. We had a few guys coming up in the system who were good athletes and also are super competitive. So I just think if you blend that together and you also go to the pitching side of it, I just think we have a lot of young pitchers coming up and we're super competitive. You saw it in the playoffs last year. They really pulled through for us. So I just think it's a collective effort by everyone, with just doing anything to win. So it's exciting to be a part of.
It seems like there's young players, really all three facets, right? We're talking about the pitching side of things with the rotation, obviously bolstered there, signing of Eduardo Rodriguez. Lineup is deep. The bullpen was one of the strong suits of this team in the postseason last year. So, Jock, I kind of want to go back to you because you have been on teams that have made it to the summit. You've been on teams where going into the season, from day one, the expectation is to be the last one standing. So, as we get ready to start spring training, how do you sort of mentally prepare yourself, or a team prepare itself, to be able to withstand not just the 162, but the 6 weeks of spring training and then the 4 weeks into October?
I think what's really cool about I've been at the complex a couple days and just getting to know the coaches and everybody, and it's a great coaching staff that has there's accountability and there's a standard to be upheld, and they put the work in every day. And when you start day one of spring training, you build a routine and you just continue that through the first month of the season, the second month, and whether things are going good or bad, you continue that routine. And then when you get to October and whatnot, you're not really changing anything. You're continuing to do what got you there, and trust that you put in all the work. And I mean, that's the time that you really get to enjoy and have fun, and the fans love it, and it's a great experience.
What are you looking for?
Well, we had heard, Pavin and Jake, cover both you guys, that the off-season grind started pretty soon after the World Series came to a close. Pavin, I'm curious, kind of when did you start gearing back up, getting ready for the season? When did you get down here? Who were you working out with? I mean, what's kind of the story there?
Yeah, so I live here now, so I'm here all the time. But couldn't, yeah, it's a great place to be in the offseason. If you have to endure the summers here, you might as well be here in the offseason too. But yeah, I've just been here the whole time, going into the field, and then January 1st really came a lot quicker than it normally does for good reason. But I also, had my first kid in December, so that was a whole new thing I had to kind of go through, and obviously it was a great experience for me. So kind of news perspective on things, and I'm excited.
No doubt. Jake, for you, when the postseason began, right, you were dealt a really unlucky blow, the oblique strain. I remember seeing you that day in Milwaukee, and it's just awful that you had to miss out on this, but I'm sure that the motivation was there to get back and get to 100%. I'm kind of curious from you, what has your schedule been like now that you're kind of ready to get back after it?
Yeah, like you said, it was pretty bad luck there towards the end. My off season started pretty much right. Season got over, right? I started working out just because I was fresh. I was out rehabbing an injury. So, you said I really wasn't a part of it on the field, obviously, but it was really cool to be in the dugout and just, experience that with everyone else. So, it's one of those things where it's just like, take a couple of days, you're upset about it, but, I'm still very grateful for that opportunity just to be part of it and, take that in the off season and just try to learn and try to be better. Fortunately, I don't live in Arizona. I'm sorry, everybody. But, I got out here a few weeks ago, and, it's been good to be at the complex.
Yeah, it's amazing to see how many people have just been at the complex before pitchers and catchers report. So I think that speaks certainly to the attitude of this group. They're hungry to get back, certainly, and they certainly have the talent to do it.
What?
So Mike and Vanessa, you guys have people that are ready to ask some questions here for some of our guests on the panel?
We have this one that's still thinking. Any on your side, Mike? Ready?
Yeah. So, Jock, everyone that calls you knows that you have a brother that has Down syndrome, and I have a friend who also has a child with Down syndrome, and so they were wondering, does your brother travel with the team? Like, I guess, how close is that relationship you have with him? Is that something that's kind of big?
No, he traveled a couple times with the Giants. He worked at the stadium and in the clubhouse, and I'm working with some of the people from the Diamondbacks because he's living out here in Arizona now. So he's going to try to get a job here. We're just working out where at the stadium or in the clubhouse or whatnot is going to be the best fit for him and the organization. So it's a work in progress, but yeah, you are going to see him around the stadium.
Our next question is from 7-year-old Matthew.
Doc, how do you feel to be on the D-backs?
Feel really good. I'm really excited. Like we've been talking about this whole time up here, it's a great group that came off a unbelievable season, but the job's not finished. Everyone's hungry to bring a title home here.
I imagine you just love the National League West as well. Like that has been your second home, I feel like, now for most of your career.
Yeah, it's a good spot. There's some great cities. I'm from the West Coast, so it works out well.
Other questions right now?
Yes, we have one from Lily over here.
Hi, couple questions. First one for Jock. 2018 was the Diamondbacks' first longest game here at Chase Field. You were still on the blue team. Were you actually part of the game? Did you get to play those 5 hours and 45 minutes?
I don't know. I'm sure I got in there at some point if I was active, because it sounded like a 6-hour game, but I don't remember that off the top of my head. But I'm really thankful for the new extra doubles, so we don't run into that 5-hour gap.
And then I'm sorry, one for Jake as well. Jake, I know last year Ahmed had the grounding or reversing, I don't know what you call. I know you were a big part of it. You walked out with your cup of coffee and, on the field that had grass. and I just wanted to know if you were going to continue doing that this season.
Yeah, it's harder to do here because of the artificial, the room is usually closed, but I didn't realize it had a name, that it's called earthing, I guess. That's what a couple other guys explained to me. I just do it because it feels good. Get some sunlight, get a tan. But yeah, I'm probably going to continue to do it. It's definitely a nice part of my routine.
We have Teddy over here with a question for Jake, I believe.
First, I want to say congratulations on your engagement, I think. Also, which is your favorite Reno Aces special jersey, and why is it the Office jersey?
Yeah, I guess by default I gotta say the Office jersey, right? Nice color combination, nice simple. We have a ton in Reno though that the Micheladas one too, I think is very, very interesting. It's a fan favorite, but I'll go with the Office one. And I met Meredith. She threw out the first pitch, so I told her that that was from Scranton, and she didn't believe me at first. So yeah, it was cool.
Hi, Drop Pederson. Oh no.
And everybody else too.
And everybody else too. What's been your favorite part about being on the Dodgers?
I'm excited to be in Arizona right now.
Well, the rear view that will land it.
Security. I'm gonna ask one for Pavin here real quick. You just kind of gave us a little bit of an update on your personal life, but what's so far been the best thing about being a new dad, and the most challenging thing about being a new dad?
I don't know. I think the best thing would just be, getting to realizing that she's yours. I like being a girl dad too. I've always wanted a boy, but the girl, already has my heart. And I guess I would say the hardest thing would be, waking up at 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning.
Yeah, we got some time.
I have Nolan here. Nolan has a question for Jake, and it might be a little offensive that he's not asking it to the other two guys too.
Jake, how do I get faster?
Practice, man. I'm sure you got a ton of energy at your age. Just be aggressive, and just work at it. I think I was naturally fast growing up, but I just think it's important to stay in shape and, just keep running around. Don't stop. Motion is the lotion, so just keep working, and I'm sure you'll get there. I'm sure you're super fast already.
We've just left, so if there are others who want to ask our guests a question before they get out of here, sort of where to look. Pavin, the postseason, games 3 and 4 against the Phillies, coming off the bench in probably the highest leverage situations of your career. Just what was your mindset to be able to come through in those late game situations? Because that's not an easy task for any.
Yeah, I think the build-up was worse in the dugout, watching. But once you get out on the field, it was kind of just any sort of game. Just try to, lower the emotions, lower the heart rate, remember to breathe, and be able to come through in those games meant a lot. And just be able to come back on those Phillies really, really, really felt big.
What do you got over there, Mike?
Well, I'm hanging out with Jessica, who has a couple questions.
Hello, everybody. Was wondering, out of all the sports, why choose baseball?
Wants to start?
Yeah, it's the best sport ever, and I just felt like I could be able to play baseball for a longer part of my life than football. So,
I don't think I was tall or athletic enough for basketball, so I stuck with what I was good at, and I obviously loved it too. So.
Yeah, it's fun to play. I think like Jack said, you can play forever. it's less wear and tear on the body than, when you compare it to football or basketball or whatever. So yeah, it's also super fun. After.
And what gives you guys courage to go on the field and play baseball and not be afraid of what others think?
I think you get that from the preparation. We do a lot of. I know the games start at I think 6:45 here, but we get to the field around 1, and there's a lot of work that goes in defensively, offensively, game planning, and when you kind of do all that type of stuff, it gives you an extra thing of confidence to go out there and know that you prepared, you did everything you can, and you can't always control the results. And we play a game of failure, so it's just kind of continuously building yourself up because it's a tough game.
All set. We got time for a couple more questions, and then we're going to say goodbye to this group. So, Mike over there.
That's right, we got Triton here. Triton, fire away. Nice hat, by the way. Look at that.
Yeah. What do you think about the Padres saying that they're going to the World Series?
Hold on. I guess I'll take that one. I'll just counter it with hopefully we go to the World Series. They can say whatever they like at their fan fest, and we'll do our thing here.
Vanessa?
We have a comment from the so much. Like I was excited. First I want to welcome John and then tell the other guys thank you for a wonderful season you gave us last year. We had fun. You gave me a huge win, so I appreciate it very much. And what you got the most power this week.
I don't know. There's a lot of good athletes here. Corbin comes up in about, I think, 20 minutes or something. Lawler's pretty quick. Alec runs pretty well.
Corbin.
It's that same question saying school, the pitcher was one of the faster ones.
Right.
Jameson?
Dre, yeah.
Dre or Jameson? I don't know. We need to see a race.
Yeah.
All right, one more question.
Hey, Caleb, fire away.
Jock, what's your favorite pair of shoes?
Probably any combo of Jordan 1s. That's probably number one, yeah.
That's some nice guitar right now.
Thank you, Shirley.
Well, we appreciate your time coming out here. I know you got to get ready for the season, but a big round of applause. Jock Pederson.
All right, everyone. Let's go, dinner. Get out of here. I'm not even forget. Let's go, dinner. What are you gonna say? Let's go, dinner.
Offset.